They say loyalty in the streets is everything, but what happens when alliances crumble and betrayal runs deep? Big Meech is fuming, and he's pointing fingers.
Yeah. So look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time.
At none other than Rick Ross for siding with his biggest enemy, a dissent. But here's where it gets even crazier. A concert meant to celebrate Big Meech's homecoming has been mysteriously shut down, and the man who was supposed to be on his side, he just walked away like nothing happened. So is Rick Ross a backstabber, or is there something even deeper at play? Let's break it all down. Big Meech, the legendary BMF kingpin, has been the center of rap culture for decades. His name carries weight in the streets and in the music industry, shaping the culture of hip-hop as we know it. After spending years behind bars, he was ready to return, not just as a free man, but as a force to be reckoned with. And what better way to make a statement than with the Welcome Back Legacy concert? Meech wasn't playing around. The event was set to be a monumental comeback, with an all-star lineup featuring Rick Ross, Lil Baby, Sexy Red, and many more of hip-hop's biggest names.
You took a picture with Rick Ross. Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
It was more than just a concert. It was a declaration, a way for Meech to remind the world that his name still holds power. But in the game of power, one wrong move can change everything. And Meech made that move when he asked Rick Ross to promote the event on Instagram. Sounds harmless, right? Just a little shout out to get the word out? Wrong. Because if there's one thing we all know, it's that Rick Ross and 50 Cent are sworn enemies. Cent caught wind of it, and before anyone knew it, the beef reignited in full force. But this time, it wasn't just about music. It was personal. It didn't just come for Ross, he came straight for Meech's reputation. And in the world of hip-hop, reputation is everything. It started with subtle shots, sly comments, sarcastic jabs, but before long, it turned into a full-blown attack. They pulled out all the stops, questioning Meech's credibility, throwing out accusations, and spinning a narrative that had fans questioning everything. And the worst part? Rick Ross stayed silent. For Meech, that silence said it all. Ross wasn't riding with him, he was watching from the sidelines. And when the concert got mysteriously shut down, it became clear that something much bigger was happening behind the scenes. The streets were talking and the whispers weren't good. Was this just a power move by 50 Cent? Or was Rick Ross playing chess, protecting his own interests while Meech took the fall? One thing was for sure, this was no longer just about a concert. It was about survival. Cent didn't just throw jabs, he went for the knockout. He pulled up courtroom testimonies, alleged government informant records, and documents that painted Big Meech in the worst possible light. According to 50, Big Meech got out of prison way earlier than expected, and not because of good behavior. Instead, unclaimed Meech worked with the feds to reduce his time behind bars. The rapper turned mogul doubled down, saying that Meech orchestrated a carefully planned legal maneuver to cut his sentence short while keeping his name off any official informant lists. But that wasn't enough for 50. He needed proof. And in his usual fashion, he came prepared. He even threw in a chilling detail. Big Meech allegedly had the courtroom cleared out when a government informant testified on his behalf. If true, this would be one of the most damaging accusations against Meech's credibility. Why would someone who built their empire on loyalty and silence go to such lengths to hide a courtroom testimony? And who exactly was the informant that testified in his favor? Didn't stop there. He went on to claim that Meek had manipulated the legal system using insider connections to secure a release deal that remained hidden from the public eye. He hinted that certain legal documents had been intentionally concealed, and if uncovered, they could change everything we thought we knew about Big Meech's legacy. But here's where it gets messier. While Meech was out here trying to defend himself, Rick Ross, the man who built his entire persona off the BMF name, stayed completely silent. No Instagram post, no words of support, nothing. Instead, when Big Meech's concert got shut down at the last minute, Rick Ross threw his own private celebration, Lil Meech. Meech's own son even called him out for it. But then, just days later, cameras caught Lil Meech partying with Rick Ross like nothing had happened. And you already know what happened next. 50 Cent saw it, and he went off. Cent hopped on social media with his signature sarcasm. He mocked Meech for reading statements like a teleprompter, clowned Ross for being a fake boss, and even hinted that he was behind the concert cancellation. And let's be honest, Figs has that kind of power. This man ruined Ja Rule's career. He's forced entire networks to bend to his will. If he wanted to make sure Big Meech's concert never happened, you best believe he could pull the right strings to make it happen. But was Ross in on it? Or did he just choose to abandon Meech when things got too hot? And here's where things go even deeper. If the rumors are true, if Meech really cut a deal with the feds, then this isn't just hip-hop beef. This could explain why so many artists backed out of the Welcome Back concert. Maybe they weren't just afraid of 50 Cent. Maybe they were afraid of being associated with someone who might have flipped on the game. This would mean Rick Ross made a calculated move. Rather than go down with the ship, he stayed quiet and let it all unfold. But is that loyalty or just good business? Social media has been going crazy over this. The hip-hop community is completely divided. Some fans believe Rick Ross did what he had to do to protect his brand, while others see him as the ultimate snake for abandoning the man whose name helped shape his career. After all, without Big Meech, there would be no BMF. Blowing money fast? And then there's 50 Cent. Some see his actions as pure pettiness, a relentless pursuit to destroy anyone connected to Big Meech. But others argue he's orchestrating a master plan, one where every move is calculated and every rivalry is part of a bigger agenda. One fan tweeted, "How is Ross the boss when he let his own concert get canceled? That's not boss moves." Another added, 50 really traumatized the Meech family. This man plays chess while everyone else plays checkers. And the most chilling take, if 50 Cent really pulled the strings to shut down a whole event, he's even more powerful than we thought. The speculation doesn't stop there. Some believe Ross knew exactly what he was doing, choosing to step away before things got too messy, ensuring his name wouldn't get dragged into the storm. Others argue that Ross is simply caught in the crossfire of a feud much bigger than him. Regardless of which side you're on, one thing is clear: this isn't just another rap beef. This is a high-stakes battle of power, reputation, and survival, and the war is far from over. So now the big question remains. Did Rick Ross betray Big Meech, or was this just a smart business move? Was 50 Cent really the mastermind behind the concert shutdown? And if so, is this just the beginning of his plan to destroy the entire BMF brand? No matter which side you're on, one thing is clear: this story is far from over. And you already know 50 Cent isn't done yet. What do you think? Is Rick Ross a snake, or did Big Meech play himself? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. And if you thought this was crazy, wait till you see what 50 did to Ja Rule. Click here to watch that madness unfold. See you in the next one.